Hello, it's Michelle from the Kitchen Witch Energy Shift, and I'm coming to you today from my new studio. I'm so excited this is real, to be recording here in the studio. This is my basement, and I've made a kitchen space out of it. It's still a work in progress, but you can see it's coming together, and I'm really excited because I want to do workshops down here. I want to obviously have podcasts. I'd love to do live streaming so I can talk to people through comments. So I just want to invite you to think about the things that you want to create for yourself, then you can do it. This whole studio space was not even in my head 2 weeks ago. So by tapping into my I would say my magic, my creativity, my openness to possibilities and belief in myself, these ideas drop in, and I don't have the barriers that I used to have. I mean, I used to have a lot of, I used to put a lot of barriers up for myself. Let's just put it that way. I would think of all the reasons that I couldn't do something versus allowing myself to believe that I could do it. So this is just an example of the changes that you can bring about in your life when you keep saying yes, 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 I can do this, we can do this. So I did have help. My husband helped me pull this together. This was just a sketch in a Canva, not a sketch, but what I did is I took some pictures of kitchens that I were inspired by in Canva, and I started moving things around and built it there with pictures and elements, and had a basic outline of what I was thinking would work, and it just came together. So excited. So being a kitchen witch, I just want to talk about what I'm wearing and how I look. One thing I want to do a little differently is not edit so much, because there's so much magic lost in the edit, and it creates anxiety. I lose magic when I'm thinking about I have to spend tons of time editing, or I have to really dress I gotta put on a face, or I gotta make sure my hair's perfect, or I'm wearing the right clothes. That is gonna take away my magic. So you'll see me here. Sometimes I'll be whatever. I'm just gonna be dressed in what I want to be dressed in. This is my weekend attire. So it's all about being comfortable. What you wear I believe does impact your energy. So I do like getting kind of dressed nice. It definitely elevates my energy. But sometimes there are days that if it's going to prevent me from getting in front of the camera for some reason and talk to you and do my podcast, I'm just going to come as I am, and just that's the way it is. So today's podcast episode, I'm going to get right to it now, is about saving time, because tonight we are in daylight saving. We're moving into daylight savings. We're going to be putting our clocks ahead 1 hour and for the spring, spring ahead. So it feels like we're losing an hour, and I just want to help you, help me, help you, help us feel like we're not losing an hour, to understand how we can expand time, right? So the first thing I want to invite you to do for this time change is step into the witch energy of the mystic. So I like to now play in the different energies of witches and female archetypes, let's say. Just a strong female archetypes. That's what I swim in here. And what I'm pulling together is a monthly membership that includes a witch energy that we can really get to know. We're going to cultivate that within ourselves if it feels like it suits you. But just knowing it's available, and, to try it on and to play with it. So this month is the mystic, and the mystic is dreamy, in touch with the universe, understands there are spirit guides helping us, and also understands that we are one. We are all connected. I'm really feeling that this month. Thursday night, I went to an in-person women's business group, and I got to meet real people, and we all felt so connected. I didn't know anybody. I mean, I just went to this just like, what the heck? I'm going to meet some people. And I just immediately felt connected. And we all have the similar struggles, or we all have similar hopes and dreams. And it just felt really good. And it's a reminder that we are all connected. So that's the mystic energy. And the mystic energy also, because we're also in March Pisces season, is dreamy, allowing yourself to dream. This whole set behind me came through allowing my head to clear, to allow unbelievable, unlimited, anything to come in. I'm just open to the universe, God, spirits, whatever is out there to help me. I want to channel that. I want to be a frequency match to the powers. And that's really mystical too. That feeling is like there is unseen powers out there that can help. If we have the right energy, we match with them. They say, I can see that you're open for this inspiration. I'm going to help you. So that's how I feel in this mystical energy of March. So stepping into that mystical energy to get that time back now, rather than thinking that you're going to lose an hour because we're springing ahead, can you expand? Can you change and stretch your mind to the perspective of, I can expand time. I can reimagine the things I'm doing to actually gain that hour back and maybe even more time. So moving from the mystic energy, or keeping that mystic energy in while you say to yourself, what are the things that I'm doing? Checking my notes here. What are the things I am doing? What's one thing you can do today to get an hour back? Okay, so I was looking at my notes because I actually took the time this time to make an outline because a lot of times I do allow lots of my magic to come in without an outline. So when we think about like what's one thing we can do today to set ourselves up for getting that hour back, we have to, I believe, some of the things that I was thinking about, that we are leaking our time constantly, not only just like this time of year losing that hour, but how we lose and leak time. These are some of the common time leaks, I think. Resistance. So you can lose time anytime by putting up so much resistance. Like if I had allowed myself to say, address the things on my list right away, rather than saying I have to do that. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down again. And it's like procrastination and resistance. Like, why am I resisting it? For example, we have to pay monthly taxes through our sales tax. My husband has a company, and each month we look at the statement. So we just kind of move the paper over and then look at it, and look at the paper, think about it. It's on our mind every day. It's like a time suck where you could just sit down, take 20 minutes out of our day, and we can just bang that tax out and it would be off. And that is such a great example of that's only one example of the many things we have decision fatigue over too, that it's not so much we know we have to do it, but we keep avoiding it and procrastinating on it, and it's taking and stealing our time all the time. So what are the things that keep coming in that you have to do, but you keep pushing them away? Step right through that resistance and get it done. It's going to give you your time back. It's so going to give you, and then you're just going to feel just so excited once you get that done off your list. Procrastination we talked about. Decision fatigue. Now, decision fatigue comes when you don't have a plan. So if you're watching this Sunday, which I'd like to really present you with this reoccurring Sunday, get your Sundays off to a good start, get your week off to a good start by doing some things on Sunday that's going to set you up for a really amazing week, or at least feeling like things are in a flow when you get up Monday morning, that you know what you're having for breakfast, your lunch, maybe dinner. Of course, meal planning is big in the kitchen witchery. So you know that you're not constantly fighting this decision fatigue. We have thousands of decisions that we make every single day. If you can do something for yourself and take some of that decision fatigue away, think about how much space that's going to create and how much time that's going to give you back. It's going to be amazing. So decision fatigue. How can we get rid of decision fatigue? Well, right now I can say, all right, I can plan my breakfast for next week. Peanut butter on toast with bananas or blueberries. You can switch up the fruit. It's really easy, super easy. Overnight oats. We can have smoothies. All the ingredients for smoothies already in little containers in the freezer. You just put it in your blender and you go. What I had, I have some crazy meals. What I had for breakfast sounds really crazy, but I had a whole wheat wrap I had leftover sweet potato with eggplant, spring greens, nutritional yeast. What else did I put in there? Probably some sriracha, because I'm a huge sriracha fan. So I wrapped that up, and that was my breakfast. So I'm just inviting you to think ahead, that things, you don't want anything to come up against you to cause you resistance or give you decision fatigue. So you can write your meals out for the week. And as we move forward, I don't want to give you too much information today because you'll have more information overload, but we're going to talk about how you can create some easy plant-based meals for you that you can get on rotation. That's what our family does. We know what we like. We know we're always incorporating some healthy options throughout the week. We all know how to cook certain meals, so it takes the decision fatigue away from us. And yeah, sometimes it's the same thing over and over. We might mix up the recipe here and there, but it makes us feel so free to be creative. So, decision fatigue. What can you do? Like, if you want to exercise this week, or some of the things you want to accomplish the upcoming week, how can you set yourself up for success? Get your workout clothes ready. Get your sneakers ready. Maybe you want to take a walk in the morning now that days are getting longer and you have more daylight. Maybe you want to get up an hour earlier, get out there and take a 30-minute walk before you go to work. Have your stuff right there ready for you so you don't have to think about it. You just get up, your clothes are there, and you go. You have your breakfast all in the refrigerator ready for you. You know what you're going to have. There's no decision fatigue. You've already decided what you're going to have for the week. So even if it's just one thing, even if it's just your breakfast for the week, you took that decision fatigue away. Maybe you even set your coffee maker up the night before so it's ready to go. That's one less thing you have to do. There's so many ways you can get that hour back, and then even more time expansive. The other thing is being unorganized. So that's something I did this weekend. I had been procrastinating. My clutter I have all this, let's call it my kitchen witch work. I've got books. I've got pages and pages of things that I've inspirational thoughts that I have on paper, tons of content in folders, and I have oracle cards, tarot cards, I got books. But finally, I took a day to pull all that stuff out, package some things away, just to clear the clutter and create a clean space for my brain to feel relaxed. And that gives me my time back. When you declutter and you cleanse and you purge, you're giving yourself an expansive feeling. And that can expand your time too, because it's like clutter can stop us in our tracks. Clutter, when you look at it, your mind gets that that down drag feel. So you can get a little organized. So you can spend some time decluttering, and I'm telling you, every time you declutter or cleanse and move the energy around in the space, you gain back an expansive energy, pocket of energy, and sometimes you even keep going further. The other ways you can be leaking time is your lack of sleep, or like you don't have a sleep routine. So you're tired. It's like, if you don't have a sleep routine, you're just gonna stay up late. You're gonna feel groggy the next day. everything's going to feel harder when you don't have a good sleep. So think about creating a sleep routine, shutting that TV off, getting rid of the phone, winding down, maybe listen to a meditation before you go to bed, and just think of a way that you can get more sleep time in, so you get your proper rest. Another way you can leak time is saying yes to everything. You feel obligated to not let anybody down. You know, I can totally get it. You're a people pleaser. I mean, I used to be. I think I'm less of a people pleaser now, but that you feel obligated to say yes when somebody asks you, do you want to do this? Do you want to go out? All the stuff. You don't have to say yes. You are in control of your time. So saying yes to helping somebody out, it's, you want to help, but you can't help everybody all the time. So you really want to think before you say yes to something. Protect your time and do it on your terms. Be helpful and spend time with people and family and friends, but you've got to protect your sacred time so you can feel when you do get together with them that you're not like in resentment mode because you're saying yes to everything and you have no time for yourself. So think about that. And then the other thing that can take your time away, this is a big one for the kitchen witch energy shift, is not asking for help. You're not asking for help because you think doing everything is linked to your value and your worth, or you think you don't want to ask for help because you get ignored and you just stopped asking for help because people are just ignoring you in the house, in the kitchen, in the family. You just ask for help and you kind of get disrespected in a way. That's something I talk about in the Kitchen Witch energy shift, is how to shift that energy from how you're asking for help, coming out of the victim mode, and just not giving up on that. It's really important. But I understand that that can be a tough one. It's not like a decluttering. That's not all in your control. You're working with other people and you're asking for help, and it's the way you're asking for help. And some of the things, there's a lot of baggage behind it. So, but just something to think about. Asking for help, and maybe you're just being stubborn and you're just not asking. So when you do ask, just a quick point, check your energy first and ask for help with an energy of love and fun and excitement. Nobody wants to be in an energy that feels like you must do this, or very militant, or just making you feel bad, full of judgment, just negative energy. Like, try to change your energy and ask without being a victim, more like being empowered to ask and not being so forceful that you repel. Just a thought. So the last thing on my list about ways that you could be leaking time is thinking you have to do things that you don't have to do. So say you have a mental list or an actual physical list that you've written down, and it is long. Look at that list and ask yourself, do these things really have to be done, or am I just coming up with things that would be nice to be done? Because you are just going to bog yourself down and suck away your hours and days with things that you think you have to get done, and it's going to weigh you down. So take a look at that list. I was famous for having these mega lists, thinking about all the things because literally, like, every single person, if you depending on what type of thinker you are, you could be thinking about 100 things to do a day, and it's just a surefire recipe to make yourself miserable, unless it lights you up to be super active that way. If it lights you up, keep doing the thing. But if you're feeling drained and like you don't have time, there's probably things on your list that you either aren't delegating and you should consider delegating, or they're just things you really don't have to do. So that is the end of this episode. I didn't want to go too long. How far am I? Oh gosh, 20 minutes. So breakfast, I just wanted to give you a couple of breakfast ideas, and I think I did. Toast or an English muffin. I love Dave's bread. Toasted with peanut butter, banana, or like I like blueberries on it, some kind of fruit, and change up that fruit. You can use also, I love avocado toast with a everything bagel seasoning or just salt and pepper on it. Or I also have a smoothie, and that's an easy one. Depending on what kind of job you have or if you work out of the house, you can bring a lot of this stuff to work. That's another way you can save time, is just pack a grocery bag of items for work that you can make at work, that you don't have to make, you don't have to make at home as you're racing out the door. You can take time to prepare it in your workspace if that works for you. So thanks so much for watching and hanging around with me. I hope you join me more and either watch me on YouTube or in the podcast. And yeah, I've got some great, exciting things coming up. Like I said, a membership is coming up. I don't know, did I mention that or was it out of my head? Oh, I'll save that for next time. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.